What's going on, 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang? This is your boy Niner Gang Podcast back in the building. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on those post notifications so I can keep you up to date with any and everything San Francisco 49ers. That being said, let's get right on into it. As you see, I got my co-host, Lefty. He's dipping in and out of Wi-Fi there, so trying to figure out.
Bro.
Yeah, Merry Christmas Eve to everyone, Chris and Melissa. So look, man, my first part of business tonight, we're going to go over these games and pick them. I was going to roll with the Jags. Even though that game happened, I was rolling with the Jags win or lose. So I would have definitely won that because I feel like the Jets are unfortunately on a downward spiral. Would you have taken the Jags or were you going to take the Jets?
I would have taken the.
You cut out.
To beat anybody.
Not there. Now you're there. What were you saying?
Okay. I said you can't really pick Wilson to beat anybody right now.
And I can tell you, I guarantee you right now, he's definitely saying he let his defense down, giving them 3 damn points.
I know, right?
All right. So the next game would be the Bills versus the Bears. That's easy. The Bills.
Oh, the Bills, 100%.
You see this fool, Joey, already with the bullshit. Watch to command these nuts. Let's see. All right. Melissa says, is it wrong to want to see 10 go to MetLife and replace Flacco? No, not necessarily. Somebody's going to give him a ridiculous amount of money that he's undeserving of, but it is what it is. Now, the Saints versus the – Go ahead.
I was gonna say, at this point, he's no longer a Niner after this year for sure. So yeah. I don't give a fuck what he does or where he goes.
Don't care where he goes, exactly. Brandon in the building. I knew he was gonna say.
Fucking always last minute, don't you?
Fucking Gambino, what's up?
Right?
I already have everything set up for tomorrow morning and everything. I tweeted it out.
We still got it. Don't worry, we still do it.
Okay.
Yeah. But we were just picking the games right now. So
okay, for sure.
We both would have went with the Jags for the W yesterday. And then the Bills and the Bears, we already know we're taking the Bills.
Yeah.
And then the next game is the Saints versus the Browns. Now, the Browns actually are, looking a lot better, which is super confusing. They actually – I think they won 2 games in a row. So, kind of crazy. The Saints still have a shot at their division, even with the shittiest record on earth. But I'm going to take the Browns. I'm going to take the Browns for a W, man. What do you think?
I would probably take the Browns just because, the more time Deshaun Watson gets in the offense, the better he'll start to look. Stop looking like trash. Not saying I'm rooting for him or anything, but he's going to start to look better.
What you talking about, Brandon?
I'll take the Browns as well.
There we go.
Technically the Browns are still fighting for a playoff spot, so.
Well, no, the Saints are too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
They could get their division. That's the sad part.
That's
true. They
could
possibly get their division with that crappy record. It's pathetic. The Mellow Trucker. Oh, okay. What's going on, man? Nice to see you. So next game is the Texans versus the Titans. I'm taking the Titans.
I'm taking the Titans too. Tannehill is out though.
I'm all right with that. Achilles Smith.
I'm gonna take
Achilles Smith. You'll be all right.
I'll take the Texans to finally get that upset that they've almost got so many times this season.
Okay. Mellow Trucker. Yeah, I will be in Vegas for that Raider game. I ain't going to the game because they out their damn mind for how much money they want for the tickets, but I'll be there.
I think the Texans are starting to get it though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they could beat the Titans and help the Jags get back in that division because I want to see the Jags get into the playoffs the way they're playing right now.
Hey, you never know, man. So the Seahawks and the Chiefs, we all taking the Chiefs. We know that the demise of Pete Carroll It's a beautiful one. It's so fun to watch him fall from grace.
But let's.
Go ahead.
I want to say the way the Chiefs have looked lately. Let's coming off that beating that the Seahawks took. Maybe they surprise the Chiefs because the Chiefs don't look like shit as of late. So, I mean, they almost got taken to town by the Texans last week. So,
you never know, man. You never know. So
because the way that Seattle can cause turnovers, especially and the way that Mahomes gives defenses a lot of opportunities to get turnovers. Who knows? Maybe they get a couple of turnovers to flip their way. It's probably going to be an ass whooping, but you never know just because of the way that defense is good at getting turnovers, and Mahomes will give you some. And then the Chiefs defense is ass, so I think Geno will look like how he looked the rest of the season compared to how he looked against the Chiefs defense.
Okay, that's definitely a good analysis of it. This next one is the Giants versus Minnesota. Now the Vikings have already claimed. I think they claimed their division. So I'm gonna go with Captain Kirk, man.
You can't, Dion. You're not allowed to.
No, you can't, dude. We're trying to get that 2 seed.
Oh, okay. Damn, so I got to root for the Giants ball team?
Yes.
Good luck with that.
I mean, we got to root for the Giants anyway because I'd like to get the second seed if there's a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, got to go for the Giants for the second seed.
Yes, sir.
Oh. Bengals
But the Giants are
versus
fighting for a
Patriots.
playoff spot.
Yeah. Okay, so the Bengals versus the Patriots. I'm taking the Bengals.
Bengals are going to whoop them.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals after that shit show the Patriots had last week.
Yeah.
And the Lions versus the Panthers is easy. I'm taking the Lions. I hate those Panthers for how they start winning, but they're a scary team.
They're one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now.
The Lions are crazy right now.
Yeah, they are rolling. So
I'd love to see them get in the playoffs.
Yeah. That could be that sneaky good team. You never know. Falcons versus the Ravens.
Well,
Ravens.
Lamar is still out, so I don't know. It's kind of awesome. I don't know.
I'm still gonna take the Ravens.
Problem is, even though Huntley's pretty decent, they have no receivers, so it's so hard to be a decent starting quarterback for that team because they got Mark Andrews and then that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. There's nothing else.
It's crazy. Like Lamar's like, oh crap, I got to earn my money this year, and it's like, well, we're gonna make sure you have the least amount of help as possible. Dobbins can't stay healthy, who's a good running back, and then they have no receivers. Bateman was their only guy and got hurt, and then they got Andrews, and it's like that's why Huntley's struggling too. He's got nobody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, that's definitely true, man. He said, Mellow Trucker says McGlinchey coming up with excuses with the ribs. Look at the next two opponents he's facing: Chase Young on the Commanders and Max Crosby and Chandler Jones on the Raiders. Yeah, man, it's definitely hardcore. It definitely is, man. I don't know what I'll just probably be at the parking lot since I'm not gonna go actually to the game. I'll probably just be at the lot floating around, Mellow Trucker. So get at me on Twitter, you know what I'm saying, or Instagram, either one. It's 49er_Dion on Instagram, and we'll link up, man. I'm gonna be there pretty much all day.
It's crazy how just because now that it's in Vegas, their prices are crazy intense. Like the team's terrible,
bro.
So you think they would go down?
They're like $1,000 out of their fucking minds.
It's the same way with the Golden Knights over there, T-Mobile fucking arena. It's insane.
Yeah. So the next one on the docket is obviously us, and we're all taking us.
Oh yeah, I mean,
this would be the
game. This would be the game where we would see Purdy struggle a little bit, but I think with having the division, I think Kyle can experiment a little bit. So maybe we get to see some more fun from Kyle, having locked up the division. That's what I'm hoping.
Well, here's the problem. The next game on the docket is the Eagles versus the Cowboys. I want to root for the Eagles because I hate the Cowboys. But in the spirit of us possibly freaking out and getting that number one seed, if the Eagles drop everything, I could root for the Cowboys. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm sticking with the Eagles. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't root for the Cowboys. I'm sorry.
Like for me, I want to pick the Cowboys just because Hurts isn't in there. But that team is so talented that maybe Minshew can manage it enough, just enough to win because the Cowboys are shit right now. They're not.
I think Minshew can.
They're-
I really think he can manage it.
The Eagles are a pretty tough team, and the freaking Cowboys are so damn soft.
What'd you say, Brendan?
Burned says hi.
What up?
What's up?
What up? But yeah, the freaking Cowboys are so damn soft. So I'm just gonna go with the Eagles just because of that. Even though they got Minshew, I'm gonna go with the Eagles because the Cowboys are soft.
There you go, man. There you go.
And
All right.
Sirianni's a damn good coach.
He is. So we got the Raiders versus the Steelers.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. We got the Raiders versus the Steelers. That is definitely confusing.
Which one?
Raiders versus the Steelers.
They're retiring Harris's jersey. He just passed away. The Raiders can't be trusted. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with the Steelers. They're gonna get a win for.
I
Harris.
agree. I'm gonna take the Steelers. I definitely.
They're gonna win because of coaching and Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, and he's close to keeping that 500 record alive. So hopefully that pans out for him. So we got the Packers and the Dolphins. I'm gonna take Dolphins.
I'm taking the Dolphins because it's in Miami.
Yeah,
And Tyreek had a terrible game last game. And he admitted it. And I don't see that happen again. He's gonna destroy the freaking Packers this week.
hey man, I hope he does. The Rams versus the Broncos, battle of the 4 and 10s. Shit, I don't even care who wins. I'm gonna take the Broncos if Russell Wilson is not.
I'll take the Broncos.
I'll take the Broncos as long as Russ ain't playing. If Russ is playing, they're doomed.
Oh wait, I'll take the Rams because I think another week for
Baker.
Mayfield with Baker. Yeah.
Okay. Bucks and the Cardinals. Now you gotta take the Bucks.
Yeah, dude, they're on the third string quarterback. Yeah, Bucks.
Yeah. Chargers versus the Colts. I'm taking the Chargers.
Chargers. Yep. They're gonna make a push They're making a good push late for the playoffs. So, Chargers.
Oh yeah. There we go. We got the picks in. I just got to record them. Make sure I get it right because I don't want to screw myself in the end as far as my numbers and whatnot. Let's see here.
And the next season, I gotta actually start making picks like every week.
Oh yeah, man. That's why I do it. And my record is actually pretty good. I'm well over 500. So looking into this right here, this game coming up, it is definitely, to me, it has the feel of a defensive battle. I just feel like this game isn't going to be a very high scoring game for either team. I feel like our defenses are going to try to bear down on the opposing offenses and just turn this into possibly even a field goal type of game. Because their front seven ain't nothing to sleep on. They got some serious
they're good
pass rushers. And with Chase Young back,
that defense is no joke, dude. There's a reason why they beat the Eagles earlier this season.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. Like that's what kind of scares me is the fact that these dudes are pretty tough. But the cool thing is, as they have Chase Young coming back, what's going on, Andy? As they have Chase Young coming back, we have Javon Kinlaw making his debut.
I want to see a strong game from him and his knee to look healthy.
Thank you. Exactly. He took the words right out of my mouth. This game for me, and to be honest with you, when I heard what Kyle said, Kyle made it very clear to me, at least, that you better show me something. Otherwise, you go on hit the free agent market. Because at this point, it's just looking like we wasted a first round pick on you. And I feel like For me, I agree with him 110%. Get out there and show me something. I probably would have sat him all the way until the playoffs and just told him, "Hey, look, I know you're fine, but we're gonna open your practice window, keep you inactive, but we're gonna put you to we're gonna bring you in during the playoffs. We want you for that push. We're locked in. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You're fine."
Mhm. So the way I see it is, I like that idea, but I also, with the knee and the rust that comes from that kind of injury, I kind of like the chance of putting him in these next 3 games to get him going,
Mm-hmm.
so that if he is healthy and the knee's doing him good and not failing him,
Yeah.
what's going to come from it is the fact that he's going to, be ready to go come playoff time like that. Those 3 games are going to get him ready, and he's going to be a beast in the middle for us, because if he comes back and plays well with how good Armstead's playing, good luck fucking running against us.
Yeah. Don't
I
try
have
to go up that
no
gut because
fear
we've
of our
already
defense against, like, say,
we've
that's what
already
I'm saying. All the
literally
teams
just
that we have in
stopped
the
the run
NFC,
as it is. So him coming back just adds
all
a
the
bigger caveat.
and all the top NFC teams right now that we're going to meet in the playoffs are all based off their run game to be doing well, except for maybe the Vikings, even though like they're better when Cook's playing well. The Cowboys is going to be based on how well their run game's doing. Obviously, that's what the Eagles is all about, is their run game. So I like our
Yeah.
chances if Kinlaw comes back
You good?
healthy and plays well and is a brick house for that D line, because him and Armstead together, like, Armstead's killing it right now. And if Kinlaw can come play at that level in the playoffs, dude, oh my God, it just makes this defense that much better.
Yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing for us. If he comes back, he's able to be healthy and stick with it. Brandon, what were your thoughts on Kinlaw, man? Because we were both listening to what Shanahan said as far as his press conference, along with the fact that Kinlaw with his little signature continually interrupt people or give the same answer type feel to him. How do you feel about Kinlaw getting back?
I feel pretty good. I think that D line just got a lot stronger too. And Kinlaw's ready to eat. So Heineke better watch out.
Hey man, look, the beauty of it is you got everybody. You got Bosa coming off that edge. If you can get Kinlaw back at 100%, get him going. You got some good bull rushing going up that gut. I mean, we still got Ebicom. We still got Drake Jackson. We can even put Omenahu out there. So we have the weapons. It's just getting home. So
See, I like what Brandon was saying about Kinlaw, though, because Kinlaw definitely has always struck me as a guy that does wear his heart on his sleeve.
yes,
So he's taking it very personal of all the stuff he's been hearing, and he's finally coming back, and he's got something to prove. So if his knee feels good tomorrow, then I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of him in Heineke's face tomorrow, because he's like, I got something to prove. And because he's an emotional guy, he's gonna play. I think it's gonna make him play really good. Your thoughts on
Eddie Glover says Heineke gonna be running for his life this game, but the way he spelled Heineke is hilarious.
I just hope,
because his last name is hard to spell.
I hope that I hope they can get Bosa three or four sacks. I mean, the chances are slim, but I would love for him to get 3 or 4 of those sacks tomorrow, because then that gives him a good chance with the final 2 games to get close to breaking the record.
Get that sack record, yeah.
Because
where's he? I think he's at 17.5 right now, isn't he?
He just needs 7, I think, to break it. They said so. If he can get 3 this game, he's only got to get 2 against.
He's at 50. Okay,
and
so
2 against
15.5.
Couldn't get 2.
No, he needs 8 because the sack record is 22.5. So he would need 8 to break it.
Oh shit! Okay, that's asking a lot. That's a lot. He would have to have like 5 in this game really to feel comfortable about getting that.
That's definitely true, man. And at 15.5, I mean, if you get 3 this game, and then you get 3 the next game, and probably get 2, versus the Cards, you could probably be able to get to it. But it's going to be hard. It's a hard sell, man. He's got to be able to get home and get home quick. But let's take a look at the situational stuff as far as the offense versus the offense. I mean, in the quarterback area, it's almost a bit of a tie to an extent. only because Taylor Heineke does have NFL experience, whereas Brock Purdy doesn't. He's got a couple of games under his belt, but Heineke's actually played. He's actually the starter. So who do you think has the edge, Brandon? Would it be us or the Commanders as far as who has the better quarterback?
I mean, Heineke's been playing pretty well himself. And I don't know, man. Like, I'm going to say Brock. I think Brock just has more visibility. I mean, I know he doesn't have the arm strength right now, but he'll get there. But I think just with the way Kyle runs the offense, I just think it works way better for Brock. So I'm going to go with Brock Purdy on this one.
All right. What do you think, Christian?
I probably got to go at this point with who we have. Probably Heineke, just because he's been in there a long time. He really understands that offense, plays really well, and it's big part of it too is not having Debo makes me kind of go with Heineke in this sense because like Purdy has more weapons, so for him it makes his life a lot easier because of how many weapons the Niners have.
Mm-hmm.
Where really it's only the one real weapon, but that's to be fair, Heineke's one real weapon is better than all of our weapons. Receiver-wise, I would say. Like McCaffrey, you can say, well, he might be a better weapon. But, like, receiver-wise, Scary Terry's the fucking real deal. That guy's insane.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin.
So, I like Heineke in that offense and with him and Scary Terry. So, I would give him the edge if you're just basing it off how well their offense can play, not basing off that our defense gives us the edge technically because I don't know how well Heineke's going to do against our defense. But if you're just going just offense, Heineke's a little bit more, prepared and ready, more experienced than Purdy, and Purdy's missing one of his best weapons that makes his life a lot easier, which would be Debo. So, because having Debo and McCaffrey out there at the same time takes so much pressure and makes things so much easier for Purdy.
Yeah, for me, I thought about it, and I have to roll with Heineke on this one. Just as far as like who I would give the edge to as far as the quarterback. It's nothing against Brock Purdy. It's not that I don't believe in the kid, but he's still young. He's still growing and learning a lot with the NFL. So it's not necessarily the greatest. Now, as far as the running backs, I automatically give it to us. Ain't nobody gonna beat out CMC and Jordan Mason. Now the funny thing is, they did ask Kyle Shanahan about TDP, and basically he said that TDP missed a shot at and he got injured at the wrong time because that was the time where he was going to start feeding him, but at that time you get the high ankle sprain, so Jordan Mason becomes greatest special teams. Then you need him for a bit, and he's in, and he's been doing well. So he said he'll probably try to give TDP a couple of carries this game, but he's not sure how much because of what Mason has been doing. So,
also too, Mason's injured his hammy, I believe.
His hammy a little bit, yeah.
So he's questionable. So we might see actually TDP, anyways.
He hurt the hammy, huh?
Yeah, but that's
probably a strain.
It's probably just a strain from that long ass run that he had. You got to remember, bruising runners, when they got to run more than 20, 30 yards, it's hell on their bodies. It's just they don't do that. It's just not what they're normally used to. They're used to kind of banging and bouncing off of people. Not to say that he couldn't get home.
Yeah, but isn't Gray supposed to be a track guy and hurt his hammy? Like the hell? What the hell?
Because the thing is, with hamstrings are really finicky, man. Like you never know when it's gonna happen, and you can pull that joint at any given moment. I remember I did the little run rich run, like where I ran at 40 for charity or whatever. I ran that fucker, and I ran it once, and I felt good about it. And I ran it the second time I ran it, I pulled my hamstring. So it's weird. You never know, but I was saying that I'll give the edge to us in the running back department. You know, they've got Brian Robinson and they've got Antonio Gibson, but that's not CMC, nor is it Jordan Mason. So I'd have to give the edge in the running back room to us. What do you guys think?
I'd give the edge. I'll do. We're way better in the running back room just because.
Oh yeah, for sure.
McCaffrey's been the best player in the NFL since he came over to the Niners. Tell me one player that's been better than him every single week. And
Yeah,
I haven't seen many. He's fucking insane.
and it sucks that he got for the Pro Bowl.
Well, that's okay. He was literally he's like the perfect specimen for Kyle's fucking offense too. Like the offense is designed for a guy like him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we're starting to see it more and more every week. Like I wouldn't be surprised when the playoffs come around. Kyle's gonna surprise us with some of this shit. Like there's gonna be some stuff you're gonna be like, God damn, whoa. You know, it's gonna be some exciting stuff come playoff time. I feel like.
I'm sure about that. What do you think, Brandon? We got the edge in the running back room. He looked down at the ball.
He's not paying attention.
We had the edge in the running back room. I don't even know. I don't even think he can hear us.
What'd you say?
I'll say, do you think we have the edge in the running back room?
Oh yeah. Sorry, man. I can barely hear.
That's all good, man. Make sure if you're on your phone, make sure you put it on speakerphone as far as like your audio options, and that'll make it so louder. Because I know sometimes when I don't do that, it's like it's really really low.
Yeah, I did. I'm on my tablet phone right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, he fancy now. I'm on my tablet phone. Man.
Yeah, dude, this motherfucker has 3 phones.
Oh, look at him, bro. I got 2 phones, one for the plug, one for the load. Oh man. So when we look into the wide receiver room, I don't know, man. They got some people, you know. If you look at it, you got your Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson. They use the running backs out of the backfield fairly well. We got Breezy's guy, Diami Brown. But mostly, for the most part, it's Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Jahan Dotson. Those are the guys. Logan Thomas is a tight end, but he hasn't done much of anything this year. And then you flip over to us, you know. No Debo right now, but, you know, we still got BA. We still got Third and Juwan. Kittle is still out there. I think Ray McLeod and JJ are going to be in for a little bit more of work with Debo being out.
Ray-Ray's looked pretty good so far too.
His returns have gotten way better. Oh my gosh, he has been fantastic.
But I mean, like as a receiver, he's been finding the zone and getting open, sitting down, and I've liked the way he's filled in with Debo being gone.
Yeah. I mean, I think honestly, the stuff that you do with Debo out of the backfield, you can do it with Ray. You just, you know, he's been very good. He hasn't fumbled in a long time. 49er minded. It's not a, what do you say? It's not, it's a way of life. It's not a thought process. Something like that. His intro is hard though. What's going on, man? Throw back in the house. What's happening?
We got Mr. Joey in the house too.
Yeah, MG. He said start Wentz, cut Logan Thomas. Okay. I mean, I don't know, man. I think they're gonna stick with I think they're going to stick with Taylor Heineke. They don't want Rob Rivera's made it very clear that he could care less about Carson Wentz and what he getting paid. You ain't good, you ain't going on the field. So I feel you, man. You know, it's definitely hard.
There you go. Bashar said it in the chat.
There we go. See, I got to do it again. 49er minded. It's not just a thought process. It's a way of life. Like if you do it, he said, I think I have to say his.
What's up, Bashar?
Char's intro is dope. Breezy's intro is hard too. And Breezy this, Breezy that actually is dope. I actually like that.
Breezy this, Breezy that.
Yeah. But I'll say this: I'll give us. We have to take the L in the receiving department just because they technically have all their guys. They got Samuel, they got Dotson, they got Terry McLaurin. So they've got those guys there, man. So I can't be upset, giving them the edge on that. We have the way better offensive line. I don't think anybody would disagree with that much. What's funny is they asked Trent Williams if this game meant a lot more to him, and Trent had the coldest remark ever. He was like, if you live your life driving, looking in the rearview mirror, you're probably gonna crash. I was like, ooh. That just that right there, it was like that's the ultimate, smack in the face of that franchise. Like, man, fuck them dudes. I ain't worried about that shit. But I did want to ask y'all something because I wonder how y'all feel about this. I'm a little perturbed by it, so to speak. Jake Brendel. Like, what the problem is? Jake Brendel, has the nerve to say, basically in so many words and paraphrasing, that it's nice that, Trey brought us gifts, but Purdy is bringing us wins. Like, you got some low-key shade at your QB, though? Like, why the hate? I just gave you a present. Why would you say that? What do you think about that, Christian? Because I know if it was me and I was Trey, I would feel some type of way.
Yeah, I don't understand it because for me, Trey's like showing he's a leader. You know what I mean? Which he's shown since he came here that he's a leader. I don't understand it. I don't know if he's just trying to be like, hey, Purdy, we're still behind you. We know, because technically Lance is still the starter. Mm-hmm. And they're just trying to show love for Purdy still so he doesn't feel like any kind of way. It's hard. It's really hard to know if you're not in that locker room. Like, I don't even really know what take to have on it because I don't know where they're coming from.
I mean, for me, I would say this. It's like I can back Brock Purdy without shitting on Trey Lance, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't have said that just because I feel like Trey honestly is just a good dude. And if there's anything that Jimmy could have taught Trey that was a good thing, I guess it was how to be a good locker room guy. Because everybody, I mean, none of those people in the locker room have ever said that they don't like him. I mean, I've never really heard Brandon Ayuk comment on him per se, but, most of the guys have said that he's a good dude. So, I'm pretty sure Lance was just doing that just, hey, look, man, here you go, man. Merry Christmas. Thank you for everything. I'll be back, be ready to go. I think that would be fine. But if it was me, I ain't gonna front you. I do it just like this. I take my damn shit back. I walk right up to this locker. You want to run your goddamn speaker, damn backpack? You'll get shit. You know what you get? You get a lump of coal in your foot and your ass. Talking shit. But I wouldn't have done that. I'd have left it alone, man. I'm not in that locker room.
But,
I can't.
So like,
I'm just
guys,
shit.
You think about what it takes to be, starting quarterback in this league. And Lance obviously, has a lot of learning to do, but he's shown us a lot of signs. But one of the biggest signs is his ability to be a leader. And because look at how quickly it went downhill for Zach Wilson. And look how he's selfish and not willing to be a leader, not willing to take responsibility. And Lance is the complete opposite. And to me, that tells me makes me feel like we drafted the right guy, and it's just he needs to get the reps and stay healthy, and we're going to get what we wanted when drafting him. Because just from seeing him, the difference, like everybody acts like he's a bust or he's this. We haven't seen anything, but everything he is showing us tells me he's going to be the guy.
Yeah, I agree with you on that 120%, man. I don't see that there's a reason why not. No, Bashar, I'm not growing my hair until we win it all. Yes, Throwback was correct. I am going to cut my hair before heading to Vegas. Yes, I will be back to normal. I know it's all over the place.
That's because
this shit is insane.
That's because if they see you, people are like, John Amos, let me get your autograph.
This guy, right? man. He called me Mr. McDowell.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
D.
That's all good, bro.
I couldn't. Hey, I couldn't.
You
I
know
couldn't
it's
fucking.
love, man. It's
I couldn't
all
help myself.
So look, offensively, man, we went. Oh, and then tight ends, of course, we had the better tight ends. That's not that. That's an understatement. Flipping to the defensive side, I'm gonna have to say defensive line. I give them a slight edge on starters, but I give us the edge on depth. Like, cause bro, shit, Ronnie in the house. What's going on, Ronnie? I ain't seen Ronnie in a minute, man. Hopefully you've been good, brother. He always this is how I know Ronnie ass in the house because he come in with some light skin every fucking time. Every time, man.
That's just
but
jealousy.
the thing is, man, like they got some linemen, bro. They do. Montez Sweat, ain't no joke, man. That dude got 7 sacks on the year. Jonathan Allen, 7.5. Deron Payne, 8.5. Like these dudes are eating. You know what I'm saying? Like now, who is this? It looks like James Smith-Williams. He's even got 2 sacks. Jamin Davis, and linebackers, got 3. So when you look at this defensive line, man, these cats are out there eating. Now, it's not to say that our defensive line is anything to scoff at because, you know, we out there running around with some numbers and whatnot, but it's not a consistent theme amongst the starters like theirs is. So what would you say? Would you give them the edge? Like, would you go with what I was stating, or would you think something else?
I mean, it's hard for me to give any defensive anything the edge over our defense, just because our defense is good because it's good at every line, every section of the defense, and the defensive line makes the corners better, helps the linebacker. It's hard. I'm gonna go with our.
Okay.
Just because our defensive lines, obviously, with the injuries, whatnot, has been good enough for this defense to be absolutely dominant because the linebackers are dominant because they can rely on the defensive line, and then the DBs are dominant because they can, you know, they're not having to cover for 10 seconds while, you know, the quarterback sits back there all day and picks them apart. And you know what I mean? So, like, just the way that this defense meshes together and works off of each other, it's hard for me to pick anybody else but our defense because this defense is just unreal.
Okay. For me, I'm going to say, like, if I look at the linebackers, definitely got to go with they're way better in the linebacking department than they are. Ain't nobody beating out Dre, Fred, and Aziz. The DB.
Do we have two of the top 5 linebackers in the league?
Yes, we do. We actually, truthfully, do. People don't understand that part. So then, like, when you look at the defense for them, it looks like Kendall Fuller's already got 11 passes defense. He's got 2 interceptions. Derek Force, the safety for them, he's got 7 passes defense, 3 interceptions. That's actually not too bad at all. Benjamin St-Juste, 7 passes defense. So, you know, Danny Johnson, 5 passes defense. Like, so these guys, that tells me these guys get after the ball and they knock it down. Like, you're not going to have like a walk in the park against their defensive backs. But I'm still going to take the Niners defensive backs because you just don't want the smoke with Mooney and Demo, man. Mooney, Demo, having Jimmy in the slot. Womack is back. He'll be able to play for special teams because he's a super gunner. I think Tarvarius Moore may even suit up as well. So it's when it comes to the DBs, it's definitely both sides of the ball. Both teams have formidable defensive backs. But I'll tell you right now, man, I take us over any defensive backfield.
I think this is definitely going to be a defensive game, though. It's going to be a tough one. It's definitely going to be one where, you know, we're relying on the defense just because their defense is also good. We got a young quarterback, so
yeah.
But if Purdy can come out and put up points and play well against a tough defense like Washington, it makes me feel good about going into the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
There's no pressure on Purdy because we're getting into the playoffs regardless. We won the division, so he can kind of just let loose and play some fucking football. So I'm like, okay, is he just going to let loose and play football tomorrow? And we're going to be like, oh, he's looking pretty good against a good defense, or, you know, what are we going to see from him?
Oh yeah, we definitely can. I mean, and I agree with you. What's going on, Niner Empire Always podcast? I agree with you as far as that's concerned. I think it would be very smart for Brock Purdy where if he just comes out, man, and just says, you know what, I'm just going to be cool. I'm going to be relaxed. I'm going to let this happen. Because I think it's going to be a better situation for everybody when he lets loose because no one's going to be able to stop it. Like he's already comfortable enough in his offense, and it's kind of freakish to see that he's done this well so quick. You
Yep.
know, and I know a lot of people are all saying, well, hey, it's his fourth game. Then people will have enough film on him to know his tendencies, along with, how long can this last, all this other stuff. I don't know, man. I don't think this is a situation where something is going to like last or not last. I think Purdy is just going out there executing the game plan, playing perfect football, and that's kind of what it is. I don't see him having those crazy moments. I know he's thrown probably a couple picks, few got called back on penalties, but I think he's still looking really good as far as that's concerned. I honestly feel like our run game is going to be the catalyst for this game. I think we're going to lean heavily on that. Probably not put too much pressure on him throwing. Those ribs are probably still a little tender. So we want to make sure that that's protected. We don't have him throwing too much, trying to torque his body in ways that you shouldn't. I know he's been getting treatment, but either way, you want to limit the amount of pressure you put on the injury. But in this game, man, I think this is definitely this dude what he Bashar put him out there. He's like, yo, he on the date, bro. He gotta go. That would be so funny, man. But I honestly think that our game plan is gonna be run the ball and probably just, the little short dink and dunk type passes, nothing too crazy. What do you think?
I mean, you're probably right. I'd actually like to see this because I think this is a game, we don't like. Yeah, we want to win, but we won the division. Why not use this as a game to try some new things, try some deep balls, try some different things? You know what I mean? It's not as a stressful, pressure game. Let's do some stuff to, see what we can do going into the playoffs. Maybe test some things out. That's what I'd like to see. I doubt it. Knowing Kyle's going to probably want to play it safe a little bit. But yeah, so because he probably wants to play it safe, you probably see a heavy run game.
Oh yeah.
This is where in a game like this, where I'd like to see, I definitely would like to see like not using McCaffrey so much.
Yeah.
I want to use him, but I don't want to overdo it where he can get banged up because it's like we won the division. I want to get the guys to play because I think sitting them for too long is bad. But I want to get out. I want to get into the playoffs healthy, and we still got 3 games. So I want to win, but I'm okay not because the fact that we're in the playoffs, I'm not like, oh, we gotta win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't have to be over the top about seeding. We know at a bare minimum we're in regardless of how things work. But I would say for me, when it comes to what the Commanders can do on offense, they've got some nice weapons. They got some things they could do, but I just don't think they face a defense like this. And I don't know if they're ready for what's coming at them, man, because we don't really give up stuff over the top. Everything we give up to you is usually going to be, underneath. We've only had a few explosive plays allowed this year where we really limit those, and we're good at that. So your Terry McLaurin is not going to be out there, flying past the defense, and that's going to be, touchdowns all over the top and everything like that. I think the only thing that worries me tomorrow is Chase Young versus Mike McGlinchey, because that Chase is a very large human being. Mike McGlinchey is a very large human being. The difference is Chase Young got that dog in him, and Mike McGlinchey running around here like a Pomeranian biting that ankle.
This might be one where you want to have. This might be where you want to have Kittle chip and help a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're gonna need Kittle, you're gonna need Croft, you're gonna need Warner. They're gonna have to.
They got to chip. The tight ends are gonna have to chip a little bit and hit Young and then get to their route. You know what I mean? They're gonna have to help McGlinchey probably.
Oh yeah, he definitely is, man. I think that's gonna be the.
Yep.
That's gonna be the right thing, man. I'm trying to get this thing right here. Give me just a sec. All right, I think this is it. All right, give me just a sec here. So, the holiday season is upon us, uh, and my bookie is in the giving spirit with 12 straight days of giveaways, from odds boost to casino chips to straight up locks. My bookie's 12 days of giveaways is a can't miss promotion starting December 21st and ending on January 1st. You can bring in the new year right with giveaways that can help you fill your stocking with cash this season. Sign up at MyBookie and use promo code HIVE, that's HIVE, on your first deposit to redeem a bonus of up to $200. Again, that's promo code HIVE, HIVE, to claim a brand new deposit bonus designed for bettors looking to cash in and cash out quick. Experience sports in a whole new light and make this season a winning one. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. Had to make sure we drop that on in there. But overall, I see this game being a fantastic situation, man. Thanks for joining me, Lefty. I know you got to get up out of here.
Yeah, peace out, bro. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. So that was my boy Lefty. Came and hung out with me, man. Ken Law is back tomorrow. So this game is going to be a fun one, to be honest with you. When you look at it from that standpoint, we're going to have a great time. We are definitely going to do – hey, what's going on, Edgar? Nice to see you, man. First time here at the channel. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate you. Definitely, this game is going to be a fun one. I do see a defensive battle, but I do see us coming out the winners and the victors at the end of the day. I do believe that we are a better team than the Washington Commanders are at this present time. We all know the situation with the organization, how it's run. You know, Dan Snyder's horrible, man. The dude just has a lot of issues, and he probably shouldn't be an owner. But we all know how this works. He's not going anywhere unless they really try to force him out, and I doubt that's going to happen. So when I look at this game and I look at everything as a whole, we've got some advantages, so do they. But I believe the ultimate end game for us is going to be a W. We'll probably win. Rough score, probably like 20-10, 20-7, something like that. I don't think we're going to let them score very much. I think they're going to try to run the ball, and it's going to fail because you already got Kinlaw coming back, and you got Armstead up in the middle. So they're going to give Kinlaw that full green light, get out there, make it happen, and let's see how your knee reacts. Hopefully it reacts properly. I'm not against Kinlaw playing football, but it just the injuries, man, it just keeps piling up, and that's what sucks. I really do wish that it would be better, you know, if the young man could actually last the season and we could really get some good play out of him. You know, it's kind of frustrating when you get a first-round pick and the guy just doesn't give you any type of production. I know that it's definitely a hard sell to fans, the franchise, and hell, even sometimes to yourself as a GM, you're kind of like, man, I expected so much and I got next to nothing. But we shall see what happens. Hopefully Kinlaw is doing the same, using the fuel for the fire and continuing to do what he needs to do to progress in the right direction. But I think we're going to have a great game tomorrow. I do see us winning. I gave y'all my game picks for the week. I got to go back and document those so I don't put the wrong things in there. As of right now, if you look at the stats for Taylor Heineke, he's got 10 TDs, 5 interceptions, and he's been sacked 17 times. He's played 8 games, so he's usually getting sacked about twice a game. You know, so we have to look at that and say, okay, we can take that for what it is. Brock Purdy's played 6 games. He's only been sacked 4 times. So that's definitely less than 1 sack a game. That means our O-line is definitely doing their job. He's got 6 TDs and only 2 interceptions. He actually leads all rookie quarterbacks in touchdown passes, but I mean, you don't really have very many rookie quarterbacks. The only other competition he's got is the kid from the Steelers, and he's got Bailey Zappi as well for competition with quarterbacks. A lot of people have been making some rumblings as it pertains to whether he could possibly get Rookie of the Year, which that is definitely a long shot. It's not going to happen. The kid hasn't played long enough. Though what he's doing is pretty stellar and it's nice, but just the resume isn't there yet for that type of award on such short notice. Unless they just truthfully didn't have anybody else that they could give it to. I think the kid Breece Hall from New York Jets was definitely on track to get that Offensive Rookie of the Year. And that would have been cool for the Jets because they would have doubled up because Sauce Gardner's definitely getting Defensive Rookie of the Year. Kid's been playing out fucking standing. Pro Bowl snubs, man. Dre Greenlaw, one of the biggest snubs in recent memory and recent history. He's been playing fantastic, lights out. The guys leading us in tackles, and he's only played 13 games. So Dre's got 111 total tackles. He's got 3 tackles for a loss, 6 passes defense. That INT that he got off of Brady, he's got 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Like, he's just balling out in every which way you can think of, and I have to say I appreciate Dre Greenlaw's play. He's a good person, like he's a good human being, and he's a fantastic, football player. But he'll get recognized, man. I bet you see Dre Greenlaw in the top 100 next year, man. I think he's going to get a little bit more notice and a little bit more shine. And CMC, yes, I was actually going to get to that. CMC is definitely a snub, man, because the dude is just flat out ridiculous when it comes to what he can do in the run game and in the pass game. Being that ultimate dual threat guy is what you see from him. And, you love to see him come out of the backfield and go out as a receiver and break somebody's ankles and then, basically just run the ball and do what he has to do there. As far as that's concerned, and he can do that. So just with us, and this is just with the 49ers, mind you, he already has 880 total scrimmage yards. Christian McCaffrey has 4 TDs rushing, and he's got 3 touchdowns passing. So that's almost 1,000 yards and 7 TDs, and that's just with us, and he's only played 8 games. Like, that's definitely worthy of being in the freaking Pro Bowl. 8 games, you've already got almost 1,000 scrimmage yards. You've got 7 TDs. Like this, there's people that could barely get that kind of yardage or any type of numbers like that in a full season, let alone doing what he did, coming from a different place, having to learn a whole new system. Like, the guy has everything. All the odds are stacked against him to be able to succeed when it comes to how he's been playing. But his pure talent. And the fact that a player of that caliber meshes so well with Kyle Shanahan's system, it just hasn't stopped him. He's just continued to roll in the right direction, man. And I love what he's been doing, man. 3 TDs versus, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just balled out in so many ways. I know it was like the 3 TDs versus the Rams can make it, the numbers look slightly inflated, but either way, it's just the fact that since he's been here, man, we've been a better organization for it. We've been winning. When the guy's on the field, the numbers look great. When the guy's not on the field, the numbers get a little bit lower. But either way, he's here, and we've got him locked up for, I think, at least the next 2 or 3 more years. And we got him at a reasonable rate. There'll probably be some restructure in the future, depending on what happens. Excuse me. But I'll tell you this, if we win a Super Bowl, man, ain't no restructuring that contract. You better just leave that man money alone and try to figure out a way to do good things in a different way. Because if you do that, man, it's going to go crazy. The NFL did go ahead and come to an agreement with Google and YouTube TV to distribute their NFL Sunday Ticket. So if you're looking for Sunday Ticket, is now on YouTube TV, is no longer with DirecTV. YouTube TV is actually not a bad option. I had it for a small period of time. It is nice, and they do give you the option to take a look at certain things. I've just been paying for NFL Plus, and I can watch the games whenever I want. I have to wait till the day after if it's not something that's shown locally, only because I live in Arizona. I have to be stuck with the bum-ass Cardinals, but you know how this works. So just wanted to let you guys know that that's a big deal because that means more money are coming to the franchises. So that salary cap is going to just get an extra little bump when it comes to that. It's great that they brokered that deal. I know I hate streaming games myself, man, but yeah, because I've done the streams, and the issue with streaming a game is it can cut out at any time. If you're watching it on TV, you usually don't have that issue, unless you got like satellite, and then, cloud can pass the satellite and fuck the service off. this is why I like, more so either cable or, if I can just watch it on, whatever app I have that's on the television, because, nobody really watches regular. People watch regular TV, but usually it's older people to watch regular television. But those are just some of the things that are going on in the NFL as far as right now. So this next week is going to be a great week. We've got games going on. We already had our game on Thursday, and we got our games going on Saturday. Then we got some games on Sunday. I believe there's one more Monday night game. Let me double check. I do believe so. I think it's like the second to last Monday night game. Yes, Monday we got the Colts versus the Chargers. Pretty sure the Bolts are going to beat the shit out of them. And then let's see. Give me just a second here. So we got two more Monday night games. Do we? Hold on. No, we have we got two more after this one. And then it's playoff time, man. But we are in the playoffs. We all know we're in the playoffs. This team has done a fantastic job from the way that the season started to us, losing Trey, then going to Jimmy, and now losing Jimmy and going to Brock. We've still been trucking along. This team has the ultimate fight. It will never stop. We are that amazing. We are that great. And there's no way no better way to say it. This team can and will be the ultimate team to beat when it comes to the playoffs. I would love to see a NFC Championship game where it's us versus the Eagles, because that's going to be them at their best, us at our best, and we're going to give you everything we got. They're going to give us everything they've got, and it's going to be a slugfest, man. It's going to be like the best heavyweight fight you've ever seen, only because it's just people throwing haymakers at you left and right. When I watch boxing, I like to watch fighters. I don't like to watch boxers. Floyd Mayweather could be the greatest. He's the greatest technical boxer of all time. He's the greatest defensive boxer of all time. But he's just not my cup of tea when I like to watch boxing. Why? Because he wins on points, and it's a lot of defense, a lot of ducking and dodging. I like more Tank Davis, Mike Tyson. I like dudes that have power that'll put your ass right the fuck to sleep. What I'm saying? George Foreman, guys like that, man. Just cats that really wanted to hit you and put you to bed, and that was it. Those are the type of boxers that I like. So that's the type of slugfest you want to see when you have a battle on the field. But I definitely believe Glock Purdy is coming through to the stadium. Him and that 9mm that he got in his arm is cocked and loaded, ready to go. Pause. And it's never going to be a dull moment with Brock, man. I think he's going to do fantastic things and continue to keep bringing us wins. I don't see this as a loss because our defense is strong, our offense is doing well, and I don't think it's going to be a step back. You got to remember, Brock's been practicing all this year with some of the guys that will have to be, there for him. Your Jawans, your Rays. I even think Danny Gray's going to be active. So if you start to see little wrinkles in the offense, and you're like, man, we haven't really heard much from this guy, but now he's doing this, you'll know because the connection already exists. It was just like last year when we played the Cardinals. I was pissed off because they had Juwan Jennings inactive, but Travis Benjamin was active, and it made no sense because Travis Benjamin didn't do shit, and Juwan could have did so much more because him and Trey Lance had a rapport. They were building that. So it goes to show that, you have to make sure that all of the guys on the teams get good looks with everyone, because it'll open the door for all of us to be able to see their talents. And at the same time, it can make someone more comfortable throwing to someone where they understand their timing, they understand the rhythm. They know, hey, at this, 7, 8, 9 step drop, quarterback's releasing the ball at this time, or, by the time I turn around, the ball's on its way. All these things come into play when you build that chemistry and rapport with your receivers as a quarterback. So let's hope that stuff works out well for Brock Purdy. That's all I've got. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30. With my dog Brandon. I know he had a couple things to do, and I know Lefty was a little busy. And it will be Christmas Eve, but I definitely will be watching the game regardless. I'm not going to miss my game for anything in the world. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, coming and hanging out with your boy. Anyone that's new to the channel, definitely hit the like and subscribe button, and I will definitely keep you up to date with all the 49er news and throw in a little bit of the NFL news as well there. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Have a safe night. Merry Christmas to everybody. Peace and blessings to all of your families. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff, man. And, if you don't celebrate anything, just happy holidays to you. And even if you don't do that, peace and blessing. Can't get mad at that. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening, and I'm out this joint.